record this, yeah. So I will just record it, and actually, yeah.
Hi guys.
I will record it when we start, so that people who could not participate can check later what we had to say.
Can you hear me?
Yes.
Sorry, my camera is not working, so.
Yeah, that's okay. That's okay. As long as the only problem is if your camera is not working, we can't see when you raise your hand and want to say something.
No, I'm here to hear.
Okay. All right. Okay.
I'm not crying today.
Okay, that's good. Okay, I think we can just start, and if somebody joins in later, they join in later. It's no problem. I see here if somebody is waiting to join in, so I can just let them join in later. Okay, so just to let you guys know, as I said just now, because some people requested it, we'll record it just in case that there's some information or something that others who cannot attend right now, so they can check it later, yeah? So I'll push this record button here. I hope that works. Okay, so yeah, I mean, I think it's a good idea that we, every time then there's something important to do, that we have a little Zoom conference in case you guys can make it or whoever can make it. So it's good for me also to get an idea of what the others think, because I'm mostly in contact with a couple of guys who are helping. And obviously I get feedback from you people sometimes individually. So I think I have a good idea of what the sentiment in the group is. And I think a major issue now, definitely, is that we're going to go public, or we're going to push public. So to enforce our claim, and it's a major step, that's, I think, the most important topic to discuss now. I think all of you have read the email that I got from Chris. I don't know if you heard my voice message. The thing is, not me, not our lawyers, nobody has asked anything of Chris yet, or of CDC. We have just merely stated that we do not agree with the swap of the MCO token to the CRO token based on EU consumer rights. And that's all we've said. We have not asked for compensation or whatever not. You know, we just declared very politely, we believe that this is not correct. And we cited several parts of the terms and conditions that do in no way or shape or form comply with consumer rights. That's all. You know, we have not said we want anything. We have not made any demands. But you can see in his mail that he's direct. I mean, he's basically, like, his topic in the mail is, guys, you will get nothing. Yeah, you will get zero. You will get nothing. And he wrote in the last part, it's best for all of us to just accept it and move on. You know, for me, I found this mail positive, because I think that he directly went to this point when nobody, like if I talk to you and I don't ask you for anything, but you immediately come to me and say, look, you're not going to get anything. That makes it clear to me that he has a problem with this fact, you know, and the aggressive tone, I think we can all agree. That's personally what I thought was the worst part about it. It was a very aggressive tone of the mail. It was threatening, you know, basically stating, whatever you guys do, I'm going to push back 10 times harder. That was basically the tone of the mail. And I think we can all agree that that's not the way you talk to customers, especially customers who have very politely, I think, very, very politely, just said, look, we find this problematic. We don't agree with it, you know. So I think he has not done himself a favor with this. Now, in regards to going public, I think I explained a little bit why I think it's a good idea, but I want to just shortly summarize why I now think it's an even better idea. Because from the mail from Chris, you could see his major concern, or one of his major concerns. He had two concerns. One is he doesn't want to pay a cent. Second concern, he doesn't want the reputation or the image of CDC tarnished, as he put it. Yeah. My personal opinion to that is, I think he has done the most damage, or he's continuously doing damage to CDC, because I think the way they've been communicating, not only now, but also the past months, I'm talking about the past 6 months, the communication level from a customer point of view, I think was not very good. Definitely that to me is the most harmful from my perspective, but who cares? But he made clear that that is one of his concerns. Obviously, it's a concern for him, because the way I understand the move, why they did it and why they did it like that, is because they don't care really about the existing customer base. Because you have to imagine, when you close your account, they're happy to get rid of you. The card is a minus business for them. Once you've staked your coins for the card, you've already invested the money. So you're not that interesting to them anymore. On the contrary, actually, they have to spend on you, because they have to give you the cash back. They have to give you the APR. You are basically not that welcome anymore. I think the strategy is quite clear. He doesn't mind to lose old customers. He wants new money, fresh money, because the old customers, all of us, we already have bought the tokens. Probably we're not going to buy more, you know? I understand his strategy being like, okay, fuck the old guys, you know, we need fresh money. And in that sense, where he sees the danger, I think, is if we become too loud, that it obviously, because crypto people, like, we have to think about this. This is my personal opinion, is CDC has a very strong case for crypto noobs, like for beginners who are not that experienced in crypto. Actually, in our partnership, I have noticed, to my surprise, that we have many, many noobs who have never dealt with crypto before. So I think it's a strong point of CDC that they attract new customers. So I believe that's their strategy. And somebody is making noise. Can you hear that? Somebody is rattling around. I can hear somebody scrambling around. So I think he's worried about that we actually, become seen. And if somebody Googles crypto.com or something, that eventually they will end up with the problem that we have. Obviously, I would be, in his case, I would also be concerned. I wouldn't be too happy about that. That's quite clear. But so we have 2 points that he mentions in his mail, which are problematic for him. One is he doesn't want to pay anything. Second is he doesn't want any bad press for crypto.com. Both points, which I can clearly understand. Maybe on his side, I wouldn't have mentioned them, but it's clearly his 2 points that he has issues with. So before, I mean, like, obviously, way before we got the mail, I thought it was a good idea that we make a web page and we start to jointly, all of us, start to just share links. We're going to prepare 2 little links, and we ask every one of the partnership just to share them, maybe in relevant spaces. You know, if you share it, I don't know, on your Twitter, Facebook, whatever, or if you're in some groups, and we can very fastly spread our webpage and be a major headache for Chris. And my idea is very simple. The faster we get very visible, the faster he will be inclined to stop it. Now, this was the topic that I talked about in my voice message. Obviously, some people are afraid of steps he or they might take to stop us on a legal basis. obviously, all the things we do, and especially the things we do public, they are checked legally. Yeah, we have the right to do that. And most importantly, for all of you guys, as I've tried till now all the time, that you stay anonymous with the website, you're completely anonymous, and even more so, you're not liable, because I am personally responsible for the content and for the management of the website. So on the website, if you go in the legal disclaimer, it's going to be my name only, and I'm going to be responsible for this. So any worries you might have in regards to that, don't worry about it. It's my responsibility. Now, obviously, from the very beginning, I wanted to make this a clean case. So what is stated on the website, and you can check it all later. I'm going to send you the link, and you can check it and maybe give us a little bit of feedback if we should change something. It's a very simple site, but what we basically state on the site is just the difference between the MCO token and the CRO token. That's all. Very factual. You know, it's not an opinion piece. You know, it's not that it says like, oh, the CRO token is shit or whatever. No, we compare. We state like basically just facts, just simple facts. Facts that were said by Chris and by CDC, and technical facts in regards to the token, like the circulating supply and the utility of the token and that kind of stuff, you know, like all completely factual, and nothing, not even remotely in the sense like, oh, CDC is a scam or whatever, or nothing like that, you know. And we don't want to go there, you know. We want to stay very clean, very professional, very factual. However, I imagine that if this grows just a little bit, it will be very, very problematic for Crypto.com. And then it's, for me, it's a business decision, because then they have to decide, what is better for us? Is it better for us to satisfy our old customers who are unhappy, or do we live with it, ignore them, risk further legal action beyond what we're doing right now? Because right now, what we filed is in Malta, protection of consumer rights in regards to the terms and conditions of the swap, which is, I mentioned it in my voicemail, it is fairly simple, because the terms and conditions of the swap are really bad, like legally really, whoa, I hear some music now. So the terms and conditions of the swap, they can be easily attacked, because they are really not made. I mean, they have a ton of issues that are not applicable under EU law. So that's the first case, but obviously at later stages, if it should be necessary, we can go further. And one very interesting case, I think some of you have followed it, because like our European cards, mostly our European cards are being issued by Wirecard subsidies, by companies of Wirecard. And I guess some of you have followed the Wirecard case. It's a big disaster here in Germany. Wirecard was a big company listed on the major stock market, and it's going completely bananas. It's a criminal case. And on Friday, a judge in Munich has allowed the freezing of Marcus Brown's assets. Marcus Brown was the CEO of the company. He's not in prison. He is out free. He's on bail. He's not been, there's obviously, it's a very new case, so there has not been any court sessions or nothing. He's free. He has put out a bail, but this judge in Munich has frozen all his private assets, because one guy sued and he said, I want to sue him personally, not the company, but him personally. And I want to make claims and damages against him individually. And for me, a little bit surprising, the Munich judge reacted super quickly and has ordered a court mandate to freeze his assets. So I don't want to compare in any shape or form. I don't want to compare Wirecard to CDC because they cannot be compared. You know, Wirecard is a public company. They are obliged to report their numbers. They have very strict regulations. They didn't comply with those regulations, so it's a completely different case. CDC is a privately held company. They don't need to disclose anything, and they don't disclose anything. They just state. They state things that we cannot verify. You guys, some of you know that until I think it was 2019, I think Ivan knows it best. I think till 2019, they published how many MCO were locked from customers. And I think at some time they also published how many cards were reserved and ordered. They stopped all of this. I think since over a year, they don't release those numbers anymore. Now, one might wonder why, because if the numbers are so phenomenal, as they always state, oh, now we have 2 million customers, now we have 3 million customers, why would you stop publishing those numbers? You know, and if you think about it, there's a very good reason. I think the last statement which they made, Ivan, you know better. What was the last statement that they made? How many MCO was locked, which they published? How many MCO was locked? I cannot hear you. Or maybe you can type it in. I don't know. I cannot hear you. Well, there was one statement, I don't remember correctly, I don't want to say anything wrong here, but the very last statement which they made with communicating the MCA, yeah, a little over 2 million. Ivan just typed it. So a little over 2 million. And that was, Ivan, do you remember what year that was, where they published this? 2018. So you have to think, in 2018, they published over 2 million MCO locked out of a circulating supply of 15 million in the end. 2 million were locked in 2018. Now let's think 2019, 2020, 2 million customers, 3 million customers. I mean, it would be not surprising if this number has increased 10 times. You know, not possible because there wasn't that much circulating supply, but that number increased highly. So obviously making the case for a mooning or rising MCO price, because the more MCO get locked for cards, earn, and whatever products, the higher the price. But okay, so Ivan is typing. Beginning of 2019, they stated 5 times the users and times 3 in lockups, but no hard numbers. So times 3 in lockups would be over 6 million, 6.5 million maybe MCO, but whatever. I think the reason why they didn't publish these numbers anymore is because it would have been even harder to understand what's happening from the price action, you know. But that's all speculation, and we're not going to go there. It's just that I want to make the case that CDC, as a private company, they are not required by law to publish their financials, yeah, or any details about their business. I think it would be wise to do so. I gave one example recently. You know, Swipe, big competitor now of CDC. Swipe has been acquired by Binance. Swipe makes public on their chain net how many SXP are locked. You can look at it every second. It's live updated and it's free for everyone to check on that. So I think that's great. You know, it's very transparent. We all know, I think, that CDC is not transparent at all, basically not with anything. We don't even really know which company is finally responsible, because they have so many encapsulated companies that structurally it's very difficult to see what actually is the core of this company. But okay, all of this aside, the major issue or the major things we can do is we can litigate, number one, and be a public nuisance, number two. We will litigate, and many of you partners are willing to go as far as necessary in litigation. Some will not join in when it gets too rough, if it should ever get. I'm not saying it will, you know, but if it should get too far, some will drop out because their relation of risk reward is not high enough. I completely understand that. It makes sense. I don't think it will be necessary, but it might be. It's a possibility. So we have two avenues we can go. One is litigation and one is publicism. So in litigation, we have an issue that works against us. And that's not really money. It's more time. Because as you all know, complicated cases, not our case with the EU consumer rights, that's a fairly straightforward case, but complicated cases obviously can take a lot of time, especially now in Corona times. For example, in Malta on Valletta, the court is very, very delayed because they had summer, they have a very extensive summer vacation, and then they have a backlash from before summer from cases they haven't dealt with during the COVID lockdown. So it's a long process, and that doesn't help us. And I think also it's dangerous to us because we don't really know where CDC is in 6 months, in 12 months, in 18 months from now. We have no idea. I personally question their business model. Yeah, I said this before, my opinion, which I'm not going to state publicly, I'm telling you guys, for me, now looking into it, it's a Ponzi scheme. Yeah, all of the sides of their business don't really make sense. They only make sense. People buy and lock CRO. The CRO gets sold by the company. They make money. Where else do they going to make serious money? Chris claims they have over 500 employees. Hell, do you know what 500 employees cost every month? So it's a huge cost factor. They with 500 employees or over 500 as they state, they're one of the biggest companies in the crypto world. I don't know any other crypto company that has that many employees. If it's true, I don't know. It's not a verified number. But that's huge costs, and I don't see any of their products, especially not the card, because the card is a negative business for them, where they're going to make enough money to supply or support the cost they're having. So I don't want to risk litigating and then in 4 years find a judge who says, yeah, you guys are right, you're entitled to this and that, and then poof, whoever we were dealing with is insolvent, bankrupt, or whatever, is not in business anymore. Why did I mention the Wirecard case? I mentioned the Wirecard case is because if it should get tough, I do plan, and I already have legal structure to actually sue Chris personally for his assets. Because if that should happen, let's say that Crypto.com, one morning we wake up and the website is gone, there is definitely interesting parts to take out of what happened to Marcus Brown from Wirecard to consider to put personal claims against him. Also, I think it's interesting because if we get a chance to do that, and it's smart for us to do it, it brings him under personal pressure, because now legally he hides, so to say, behind the structure of several offshore companies of Crypto.com, and what the hell do we know what's what there? So it might be an interesting option. That's the litigation part. The second powerful part we have is going public and finding ways to publicly put pressure on him. And when you see our website, which I'm going to give you the link after this, we have a section where people can apply to join our alliance. So what's going to happen? I mean, like they're going to follow it in Hong Kong, and they're going to think, what the fuck, these guys? Now they're 86, 87. Maybe next week they're going to be 200. You know, maybe in 3 weeks they're going to be 300. What do we know? So I think, I mean, apart from all, Chris is pretty smart, and I'm pretty sure that they have other smart people there in Hong Kong and wherever they are, they're going to have to make a business decision. And they're going to have to say, okay, are we going to try to fight these guys legally? Are we going to sue to get the website down? And any lawyer that they will contact will say, well, this site states 20 facts. If you can prove that one of the facts is wrong, then you can put a cease and desist. You cannot sue, or you can sue, but it doesn't make sense. What you put first is you make a cease and desist. If somebody says something which is not true, the lawyer always sends a cease and desist letter and says, look, you take this claim down, or you stop saying that and that. Otherwise, we will sue you for X amount of dollars. And let's say if we made a mistake and there is something which is not right, we'll take it down. And you can even put a statement on the site and say, look, we've received this and this by crypto.com, and they're saying this is not right, so we're taking it down. You might have seen it with newspapers or with websites that sometimes they have to take something down, and they do, and it's fine, and nothing happened. Now, they will have to make the decision, are they going to deal with that? Because we're pretty waterproof, yeah? I mean, we're not going to say anything which is not facts. So that avenue to go that road is very difficult if actually everything is pretty much true. I think he also contradicted himself, because he said in the mail, he said that the price of the swap is fixed. It's fixed globally. He said, yeah, I mean, like, of course, he fixed it globally. So it's not like the market or anybody, like he fixed it globally, and it's not going to change. It's not true, because if you remember, guys, when in the swap agreement, there is a point where it says that CDC can change the swap ratio at its discretion to whoever they want. So they actually put this in the swap agreement, that they leave themselves open to the option to change it at their discretion, which obviously they can. There's no law that said the swap rate has to be the swap rate. The swap rate was purely only defined by CDC. They set the swap rate, so they can also change it if they wanted to. Yeah. There are many examples which I can think of which would have been favorable. For example, if I was CDC and I wanted to make this smooth, I would have given a different swap rate to users depending on the time that they've spent with the company. Yeah, let's say for every month 1% more. I don't know. Yeah, just to show appreciation to the older customers, and maybe they wouldn't have had all this trouble. I have no idea, you know. But they can do whatever they want. If tomorrow Chris decides the swap rate is 200 to 1 or whatever he wants, he can do it. It's at his discretion. So he will make, and the company will have to make the decision. Do they want to talk to us? Because until now, they have not talked to us. You know, they have assumed in Chris's mail that we have demands. Yes, we do. You know, we're thinking the deal was not fair to us, so obviously we want a better deal, but we haven't talked about it. So maybe someone in Hong Kong will think maybe it's a good idea if we talk to these guys, because we don't know what they want. Maybe they want that, and maybe it makes sense for us. Maybe it's a business-wise a better decision to find a certain budget. As he mentioned in his mail, he's willing to spend millions on lawsuit. Well, okay, you can do that. I mean, there is no lawsuit to spend millions on. And I'm going to answer to his email. I'm going to say to him, look, what we filed for the breach of EU consumer rights, you don't need millions. You need a couple of €1,000. You will lose. You will have to carry our costs. You spend 10,000 euros and you're out of the case and you've lost. Great shit, you know, if he wants to go that way, because that's really bad for him, because we're also going to publish it. Every litigation we do, we will publish it and make it public. And then one morning he will wake up and there will be on a couple of crypto news sites, crypto.com loses consumer rights lawsuit in Malta. Not very nice. If you're a company, you don't want to see that. And I think there are people probably, maybe he has legal advice, Maybe he has people he trusts that will talk to him and maybe convince him that it might be a better idea to at least talk to us. Because then we can also see what's happening, you know, because he doesn't lose anything. I mean, he was now very strict. He said there will be not 1 cent and that's it. You guys take it or leave it. Maybe that's his position and maybe that will not change. Yeah. But we have to try that it changes. And I think our best shot to try that it changes is the public pressure, because that's fast and we can control it. We cannot control the litigation. That's time, weeks, months for simple cases and years for complicated cases. We can do that, but we cannot control it. We can control public pressure. And if we get a certain number of people to get aware of our initiative, it's very, very uncomfortable for him. I would believe so, and for the company. So that's why I'm supporting this. And that's why I believe it's the only step we can take right now, which doesn't cost us any money or very little it has cost us, and which doesn't cost us any effort, and which is simply done. So I think it's a great option. I know that some of you guys are not in favor of it. Not many, but some are not in favor. And I know that, for example, some people have worries because they think it might, for example, influence the price of CRO, and people still have CRO. I also still have CRO, and that we're hurting ourselves. I don't think so. If you look at the CRO price action when they announced the swap from MCO to CRO was probably the biggest incident in CDC's history. And all of the old holders, almost all, 90% of the old holders weren't happy. And there was heavy dumping. Look at the volumes of sales on the 3rd, 4th, and 5th of August. During the announcement and during the first period of the announcements, you see the highest sales volumes of CRO in all of the history of CRO. Higher sales volumes, much higher than when the Wirecard issue was, and a lot of people sold MCO and CRO during the Wirecard incident. So I think our little initiative is in no way or hell, maybe it's going to move 1 cent the price of CRO, but I don't see a danger of damaging our own interests. In any case, even if we should drop the price a cent, which I think is impossible, but if we could drop it 1 cent, the potential benefits we can get are still worth the risk to drop it 1 cent. I don't believe it at all. You just have to look at the volume movements, and you have to look at the incidents, the 2 incidents that I mentioned, check the dates, check the Wirecard incident, check the swap incident, and you see that the CRO price, the CRO is a stable coin which moves with Bitcoin, and it moves well, and it's not affected by anything, it seems. Yeah. Maybe it will drop if Chris gets Corona or something, but it's been fairly stable. I'm not worried about that at all. And I think we have to take the risk because nothing in life is for free. We cannot get what we want without any risk. We have to risk something at some point, always. You know, be it time, be it money, be it a dropping CRO price. But personally, I don't believe it's going to move the price even 1 inch. Nothing. Yeah. Okay. So that's what I wanted to say to that, and why I defend the. Or why I think this going public is a good idea. Maybe somebody has wants to say something or has a question. I don't know. Here I get a message here. I wrote to Chris in July 28th. He never even checked my message. Yeah, well, I mean, I can imagine that Chris doesn't check your message. I was actually surprised when he answered to my email, but it just showed me that he takes the case somewhat serious, because otherwise he wouldn't have bothered to reply. So, okay, is there anyone who has a suggestion or something on their mind or any concerns or, I mean, to the concerns, if you heard my voice message, there is absolutely nothing to be scared about. It's my opinion, you know, I'm not going to guarantee you, like, for example, some people were scared that he might sue us. Yeah, he can. You know, it's a free world. I can sue you tomorrow if I want to. You know, I can sue you for whatever I want. It's free. I'm allowed to do that. However, if it will be admitted to court, that's a totally different story. Yeah, I can sue you for any bullshit I want, but will it be admitted to court? In our case now, I highly doubt it, because we didn't do anything. We didn't do nothing. Yeah, and I told you this in my voice message, even if we would say that we believe that, for example, the price of MCO and CRO are manipulated, you couldn't sue us for that, because it's our opinion. Yeah, the only legal cases where you can actually get in trouble is if, for example, you're a big hedge fund and you're shorting Wirecard shares, and then you're leaking bad information about the company to wrongful information. You're leaking wrongful information in order to achieve your monetary goal because you've shorted the stock. That is illegal. Obviously, I think we all can agree on that. But if we publish an opinion, a belief, and we can even put intrinsic proof, like substantial evidence up to a certain point, it's in no way or shape or form illegal. We're not going to do that. I'm just saying, as an example, you can go much further. Yeah, you can go much further. If you are unhappy, if you bought an Audi and you're not happy with your car, and you put on your Facebook, on your website, and say, this piece of shit, Audi is a bunch of crooks, it's your opinion. It's fine. There's nothing can happen to you, you know, and the same goes for us. So please don't be scared. He might do it. He might send us a cease and desist letter. You know, we're just going to take it and throw it in the trash. You know, everybody can sue you. It's fine. I understand that people are concerned, they don't want trouble, but we don't have to be afraid, because we did nothing wrong. And then another concern was, if somebody, let's say somebody should do something wrong, is the whole group affected by it? No, it's not, because none of the partners can speak on behalf of the partnership. I would be the only person who you could legally claim, okay, this guy, he's the head of the partnership, he's the administrator, he said that and that, we're going to sue the partnership. Yeah, you have to trust me that I will not do anything crazy, but I could do crazy things. I'm just giving you an example. I could say Chris is a fucking crazy lunatic. You know, he couldn't sue us for that. It's fine. I can say that, you know. So I would have to do really illegal, crazy shit for him to be able to sue us and therefore sue the partnership. We're not going to do any of that, and you guys can all control it. We're going to do this together. And nobody, I mean, obviously I'm not crazy. I don't want to do anything, and I don't see the need to do anything illegal. So yeah, I don't know. Okay, whoever, I'm not afraid of. Yeah, I don't know. You can read the messages, right? Ivan wrote something there. Maybe working in a Google Doc to get as many facts as we can. We can do that. I think we have a lot of facts already. I think some of you guys really have a good collection of documents and like it's, I said it before, it's good to save everything. Also, if you have communication with them for your account or something, it's always good to save all the communication I have. You never know when you might need it, you know. And we have started very slowly with the website. We can expand it. We can later add more and more things and make it more and more forceful. But I believe it's always a good strategy to start at the smallest, and only if you feel you're not going anywhere, then you increase the pressure. At the moment, I don't know. You guys, I don't know how many of you guys trade. There was an incident, or it's an ongoing incident. There is a company which calls itself Zeus Capital. and they have openly admitted that they have a short position on Link, on Chainlink, and they put ads on Twitter, made a website and put claims why Link is a scam, Chainlink, and why the price is going to zero. So you wonder, why is that still up? I can tell you, because actually in their document, they're stating facts. You might view them in a different way, but they're stating facts, so you cannot really do anything against that. You could probably win a lawsuit in the US against them, maybe, I don't know, but they don't sue them because it's very difficult to get that case out. I just want to reassure you somehow that the freedom of speech goes very far in law. Yeah, you have to reach a very, very low point to find a court that will say, no, you can't say that. You know, you have to go very, very low, and we're not even, I mean, we're way high. All we're saying is like really purely facts. Yeah, I mean, I don't know, you maybe heard it in my voice message. I said I would personally prefer if we have partners who are scared or who got scared when they read the email of Chris, if they would leave, because I spend a lot of time on this, and I know most of the partners are really they actually got more angry after the email than they were before, and I don't want to fight for partners who do not believe in our cause, or who are afraid to get a nasty letter from Chris. I don't think then the letter could get any nastier than his email was already nasty enough, but I don't care about such things, you know, because they have no value. His email has no value, you know. He says our case has no legal merit. That is a pure lie. And I can say this, and I will say this publicly, that is a lie, because I have evidence, and I will get this confirmed in a court in Malta, that his terms and conditions are in breach of consumer rights, and therefore the case has a ton of legal merit, and that is a pure, simple lie. It's not true. And I believe he knows better. I don't even think he believes what he was saying there. I think he actually knows, because I would be surprised if he hasn't consulted legal advice when they did this swap, and he must be aware that this is not true. So yeah, what do we say here? We can even hire bots so they write our message in official chat. Yeah, yes, we can do a lot of things. I mean, we can even put advertisements on crypto Twitter. I mean, we can. You know, if we don't get our result, and the result we want is just that someone from CDC, be it Chris or be it one of his pawns, talks to us and makes us an offer. We want nothing more right now. We want an offer, because we're not happy. We have proof to our claim that what happened wasn't nearly in our financial interest. Yeah. So we want, obviously, because he states that in his mail, you're not going to get any financial reward out of this. We will see. Maybe he's right. Yeah. But we want a financial reward. What we want is, we want somehow being better off than what we're being not offered, because we weren't offered the swap. The swap was not an offer. The swap was, like he says in his mail himself, he says, take it or leave it, because it's not an offer. Normally, if a company takes over another company, they make an offer to the shareholders. They say, we offer you this and that, you know, but we didn't get an offer. We got a fixed price, and then it was, here, you take it, and if you don't take it, after September, the token is worthless. So, okay, that's not really an offer. It was basically, yeah, it was an end result. You know, there was no discussion about it. So what do we want to achieve? We want to achieve that somebody calls us, somebody sends us an email and says, guys, what do you want? And we will say, we don't know. We want something more than what you are offering. You tell us, give us, make us an offer where we can say, okay, we feel this is fair, and we're going to go away. We're not going to demand anything. We're not going to say, oh, we want this. No, we're going to say, guys, this is not good. Think about this for a night and write us tomorrow what you can offer us, and we will all stop. We will cancel the partnership. We will take down the website. We'll take down the Telegram. We'll be quiet and happy, but we're not happy right now. And until we're happy, we're not going to be quiet, you know. And if you don't mind, then okay, then we're going to be not quiet for a very long time, and we'll probably grow, and it will probably become more and more difficult. It will probably be more and more expensive if you lose in court, you know. So it's your decision. So yeah, I mean, like I'm not opposed to the idea what Bono here wrote. We can we can do that, you know. If we don't get our result, my plan is this: tonight, I'll give you the link to the site. You just check it. Maybe we made a mistake. Sure, we probably made a mistake. We can correct it. We're live on the site. We can do whatever we want. We're going to publish it. I'm going to give an idea, what I think is a good idea. I said it before. You can share a link to our site. You can share a link to the old Telegram group. I have reactivated the old Telegram group where new people could come in and ask questions if they want to. We're just going to do that. It doesn't make any, like, if you do it, it doesn't mean you're a partner. You're still anonymous. You know, you can share whatever you want on the internet. You know, people share shit all the time. But you can help if you share it in the right channels, if you share it to people who eventually even might be interested because you know they're CDC users. We could make this very visible, and I hope that within maybe 3-4 days, we've become a little bit visible, and we probably get some people to talk about it on Reddit, on the Telegram, official Telegram of CDC, you know? And when they start to see that, they will not like it one bit. And then they have the first chance to talk to us normally without this threatening bullshit. Because if he threatens us one more time, I don't even know if I want to talk to him again, you know, because it's bullshit. It's an easy bluff, I call it, you know. You don't have to threaten me. If you have something substantial, go to court. If you can't go to court, it means for me, you have nothing, you know. It's as simple as that. So I'm responsible personally for the website, and if I should do something wrong, they can call the police in Germany, they can come to my house, they can shut down the website. Be my guest. If I do something illegal, please go ahead, do it, and I will take it down because I did something illegal. Until I do something illegal, fuck you, yeah? So they have the chance to contact us. Maybe they will, maybe they won't. If they don't, if we don't see any improvements after, let's say, 3, 4, 5 days, and we see, I think Ivan can also arrange it, that we see like, okay, how many people come on our site and all that, we can have a little look, we can see how it develops. If the pressure is not big enough, we will increase the pressure. Maybe we put paid ads up on Twitter, I don't know. We will also, I'm planning this for tomorrow. I'm not sure if we can make it. If not tomorrow, latest on Tuesday, I will put out an official press release. And you guys, before I put it out, I'll put it up for you guys. You can read it, and maybe you find some mistakes, or maybe you have better ideas. I'm working on this with some of the guys who are helping me. We'll put out an official press release, and we will also put this press release to different websites, to different crypto news sites, you know? And some of those sites who do not work with CDC, who do not get money from CDC, they will publish an article about it. You know, they will say, oh, this is interesting. There's a group of users, they're dissatisfied, they're pushing for litigation. They will publish it. Very, very inconvenient for crypto.com. So we can do several steps to increase the pressure. Now, I'm not guaranteeing it works, but I can guarantee you it's the best chance we have that it works, because it's the most painful measure we can take by ourselves fast. Therefore, we need to try it. Somebody offers to help with the PR. That's very good. the mail does have value, but in favor for us, yes, I see it the same way. I see it absolutely the same way. Yeah. Okay, somebody offered to help with the press release. That's very good. You know, I always like to have many people looking at stuff, so that the more eyes look on it, the less are the sources of mistake. So that's very good. Okay, so I have said, I believe I have said everything everything that I wanted to say. So yeah, if somebody wants to say something or has any question, type it in or say something, or be forever quiet. You guys, you know, you can also always reach me and send me a private message. I always try to answer everything fast. I did get tired. I don't want to answer any more messages from people who asking me, what do I do if I get a nasty letter? Or what happens if they sue me? You know, it's boring. You know, nobody's going to sue you, and I don't even think you're going to get a nasty letter. So I think it's ridiculous. Yeah, you guys, you have to understand what we're doing is right, and it's not even remotely illegal. Okay. So nobody has a question, anything to say? Then I would end the Zoom call. And thank you guys for participating. Yeah, nobody has something to say. So wish you guys a great rest of your Sunday evening. And after this, in 5 minutes, I will put the link for the website in the announcement channel. Please go through it. And if you have any remarks to it, please don't give remarks what else we could put on there. We know we could put much more, but we kept it limited for now to make it easy and simple. Yeah, but if you find mistakes or something, please let us know. Okay, guys. So talk to you soon. Bye-bye. I don't even know. Where do I stop this? Here, end. Stop.